Prince Harry has hailed today as a great day for truth as well as accountability. That's after winning on 15 of 33 articles in his phone hacking lawsuit against Mirror Group newspapers.
Yes, the High Court ruled that the publisher had indeed been responsible for extensive phone hacking between 2006 and 2011 and awarded the Duke of Sussex over £140,000 in damages.
Mirror Group newspapers has since apologised unreservedly for historical wrongdoing.
Let's go now to the Royal Courts of Justice, where our royal correspondent Cameron Walker has been following the case. And Cameron, this is a significant win for Harry.
Oh, absolutely, Tom. I mean, his 2 days in court back in June, where he gave evidence inside the courtroom, the first senior royal to do so in 130 years, has certainly paid off. Prince Harry, as you've been saying, has hailed this as a bit of a victory, a vindication for him. He's been awarded more than £140,000 in damages from Mirror Group newspapers, who he accused, and the judge has ruled that Harry is a victim of phone hacking and other means of unlawful communication, unlawful information gathering, including blagging or so-called deception to get information, and the use of private investigators, so journalists can take that information that the investigators get and write intrusive stories about Prince Harry. That was the allegation, and the judge ruled that 15 out of the 33 articles in Prince Harry's case did in fact result from unlawful information gathering. Now, the judge said that Prince Harry's phone was probably hacked to a modest extent, but what the judge disagreed with Harry on was that every single article of the 33 resulted from phone hacking. But the judge did accept and concede that Prince Harry probably thought that was the case, because phone hacking was so widespread at Mirror Group newspapers at the time. In fact, the judge said there was extensive phone hacking by Mirror Group newspaper journalists between the years 2006 and 2011, even to some extent during the Leveson inquiry. Now, that was the inquiry looking into media practices, including alleged phone hacking across all media in the United Kingdom around that time. But then we had Prince Harry's lawyer, David Sherborne, come out and speak to journalists. He delivered a statement on behalf of Prince Harry. Just to summarise, he said this is a great day for truth and accountability. He said that the case reveals the shocking scale of systematic and appalling behaviour by journalists at Mirror Group newspapers. He also said and reiterated what the judge said, that Piers Morgan clearly knew about phone hacking. Piers Morgan was a former editor of the Daily Mirror. He, in the past, has always denied allegations of wrongdoing. We do not have an updated statement from Piers Morgan at this time. David Sherborne, Prince Harry's lawyer, also said that Prince Harry's commitment is based on the need for a free and honest press. He also called on the Metropolitan Police and prosecuting authorities to investigate, bringing charges against the company and those who broke the law. Now, Mirror Group newspapers, in response, has apologised unreservedly for historical wrongdoing. But Prince Harry's fight against the British press is far from over. Yes, he's won against Mirror Group newspapers, but he has two separate law cases, court cases going through the High Courts against associated newspapers and News Group newspapers, both of which deny the allegations. We're expecting trials for them in the new year.
Cameron, what do you think Prince Harry means when he says the mission continues? That's in the statement that was read out by David Sherborne, his lawyer. The mission continues. What do you think he'd like to see in terms of a free and honest press?
Well, let's look at the background to Prince Harry, first of all. I mean, very tragically, his mother, Princess Diana, died in a car crash in 1997. The driver was drunk. They weren't wearing seatbelts, but they were being chased by paparazzi. And since then, Prince Harry really has had a hatred, I suppose, to certain fractions of the press. As he grew up, when he was a teenager and in his early 20s, thousands of articles were written by British tabloid journalists about his private life. Of course, not all of them were written with information obtained through unlawful means, but some, as we have seen in the judgment today, were obtained from unlawful information gathering. And Prince Harry spoke of, both in court back in June and in his witness statements, that he experienced paranoia and depression, and the fact that he felt he couldn't trust anyone because he was trying to figure out how on earth it was that this private information, which he had only told to a select group of close friends and family members, had ended up in the public domain. And the judges ruled that in 15 of those cases, or articles, unlawful information was, the information was obtained unlawfully, either through hacking Prince Harry's phone or those phones close to Prince Harry, as in perhaps his former girlfriend, Chelsea Davy, or courtiers, etc., or other means, such as hiring private investigators or blagging to get that information. So he's very much continuing that mission against the British press to change the culture of British media.
A big goal there. Thank you very much indeed, Cameron Walker, our royal correspondent there.
Well, let's get more now with the royal commentator, Judita Da Silva. And thank you so much for joining us, Judita. It does seem that there have been a lot of cases that Harry has involved himself with. There are more that are ongoing. Some, in the eyes of the average British observer, might seem egregious, his desire to have the British taxpayer pay for his security and all the rest of it. But I suppose this case today has been pretty clear-cut.
I mean, definitely. And also it speaks to a validation about what he's been talking about when it comes to the practices of the press, particularly towards him and his family. Because at the end of the day, in the court of law, they only deal with facts, not with conjecture or opinion. And so it's an important thing that the reason why he'll have so many cases is because it's a practice across the press, or certain types of press. So to single out one paper here or one paper there would make it look petty and vindictive, and it's something personal. He's trying to send a message that it's a universal practice and a universal operation standard that needs to change, that needs to shift, that needs to be policed better. And having it begin with this victory will kind of send a message to the rest of the papers that the relentlessness of Harry that some condemn is actually something that should be lauded, because when you rage against the machine, when you go up against an institution that is so big, it is possible that the voice of one and the tenacity of one can speak to truth and end up with a victory that speaks to justice.
Judita, I think there's a difficulty because, of course, when it comes to unlawful information gathering, that is wrong, and it is right that Harry has shone a light on this and won damages to that effect. But sometimes we get the feeling in this country that Prince Harry simply doesn't like anything negative being written about him or his wife. So there's a sort of... I'm very sympathetic with the case, and I think a lot of British people will be, because phone hacking simply is not right, and it's something that we don't want to see in a free and honest press. Prince Harry is absolutely right about that. But has he also got a bit of a thin skin simply when it comes to criticism?
I think when you are famous on the level that the British royal family is famous, and when you know you operate at the mercy of public opinion, negative things really do ricochet and reverberate within the halls of the firm when he was part of it, and even more so now. So to put that just on Harry isn't fair. All celebrities, all people in the public eye know that it doesn't matter how many nice things people say, it's the negative comments that really get at you. But now he's also operating in a situation where managing his brand, managing opinion is really important to his sustainability in the business he is doing. So it's a business module. So it's not something just he does. They all do it. But to the point that you made, yes, he does tend to have a thin skin when negative things are said, or most people do. But it's something he's going to have to increasingly learn how to navigate, because they will never go away. It's par for the course when you are famous on the level that he is, and you no longer have the protection of the firm.
Yes, and of course there is that ongoing criticism that he's quite happy to reveal private details from his own life and also the life of the royal family at the same time. So it's very much a mixed picture. Yes. But certainly this is a win for him today. Thank you very much, Judita Da Silva, royal commentator.